Hi everyone, it's Mel and welcome back to Living Luxuriously for Less. Recently I did a poll asking you guys if you would love to see more behind the scenes footage of me actually setting up for an event, and you all emphatically answered yes. And I'm going to deliver that today, but before I do, I just want to remind you guys that I also posted a video on how to do a birthday party in a hotel. This was a Paw Patrol themed birthday party, and I'm sure you guys are going to absolutely love it. Now for today's shower or today's event, it took place at a local venue called the Montgomery Place. It is an amazing venue, especially for those who love rustic glam or rustic chic. It's such an amazing building. It was restored. I love the brick wall that you guys see here, and I also love the fact that they had neutral, a lot of the neutral drapery in the room, so it kind of matches with everything. And then the venue also included the white folding chairs, so I love that as well. So when we first got on site, we rearranged the room, and a lot of times when you're renting venues outside of having your own venue, you have a certain amount of time that you have to be able to set up. And so for me, this time frame was like an hour and a half to 2 hours. And you guys know that when you're trying to do this kind of work, you cannot do the level of detail that I like to include in any event without help. And so, yeah, I had a team of 3 people that were assisting me, and I wanted to do something very different with the backdrop. We decided to do like the floral wall, kind of framing out the green grass wall. And let me tell you guys, this was a beast. Rachel and she actually cut out the pieces for me, because you guys know I don't like to measure anything, but I did put all the flowers and everything. We stayed up till like midnight the night before getting this done. I absolutely love the way that it turned out, but like in terms of how we were going to hang it, we had to rethink that just a little bit, because I did want it to cover up the pole on the pipe and drape stand. Now I did use, to do this, I did use the foam board from the Dollar Tree. The flowers were not from Dollar Tree. They were, that was a whole different price. But if you guys want to see a DIY on how I did this floral piece, I will definitely do that for you guys. But like I said, we didn't know how it was going to turn out, so I definitely did not want to, start recording and it become like a huge flop. So while they were still working on fixing that, we were using zip ties and some shower hangers to hang it, but it wasn't secure enough, so we had to punch in more holes. And that was one of the reasons I decided to use the Dollar Tree foam, because it was small enough, it was thin enough to punch in holes with a regular hole punch and then run a zip tie through it. But of course, it was like 3 people working on holding it up. We had little Trinity, who was spending time with her grandmother. Her arms were killing her, and so we had to just kind of rework it. This whole footage was actually 9 minutes long, so I had to kind of cut it down to just show you guys how cumbersome it was. And then the boss, I like to call Anita the boss, she had to come in and kind of supervise so that we could get back on track, because again, we had a very limited time to get everything up in place and filmed prior to the guest arriving, because that is one of my big no-nos. I cannot stand for my guests to arrive at an event and I'm still putting things in place. It just looks so unprofessional. So sometimes you just have to stop and reevaluate everything and redo it again, because what you think is going to work may not work. And Trinity decided to hop in the camera a little bit. Isn't she cute, y'all? So anyway, with that being said, we regrouped. We figured out a plan to make it work. We had to, again, add additional zip ties in place and remove some of the old zip ties. And then it was a little bit heavy for the number of holes that I had in, so we had to add additional holes as well. So this is sort of what goes on, really behind the scenes of an event. But by the time you guys walk into an event or you see me actually film the event, we have already had it figured out. So I just wanted to give you guys that little tidbit of information. So yeah, now all of that is finally in place, and As you can see, the right hand side is stationary, and now he's going to work on hanging the left hand side. Now what I figured out about this is that hanging it from left to right or right to left I thought would be more effective, but that was actually not. I think hanging it in the center first is the best option. So while we were still working out the backdrop, I decided to go ahead and add the pink runners, the very light pink, blush baby pink runners onto the table. As you guys know, Lanita does all my bow tying. She is such a type A person, and I think most of the people that work with me are type A. They almost have to be. And so, yeah, I'm going to add the centerpieces to the center of each table as well. Big shout out to Rachel for assisting me with all of this. I'm telling you guys, it really does take a tribe. It takes a team to make all these things come together. Like, I have the amazing ideas, but in order to get this done in a time frame, you definitely have to have someone to help. I started out doing it by myself, and it was just so stressful, and a lot of times the vision that I had in mind never truly came into fruition because I either ran out of time or I didn't have the resources that I needed to complete it. So here is a centerpiece that I absolutely love. I got this faux moss plant water, I guess what, plant watering pot from Kirkland several years ago, and I just thought it really fit in with the theme super well. The client loves things to be very clean and very concise, and you know, like I said, rustic glam, rustic chic, which this was more on the glam side than the chic side, more on that later. But she was very simple. She did not want all the extra pomp and circumstance. She just loves things just clean line, and those events are just as beautiful, if not more beautiful to me. So I'm going to give you guys an entire tour of the finished space like you normally get in one of my typical videos.
You are the reason why I make it through. I can't live without you, breathe without you. Hey, you are the only one, yeah, that is true. I can't live without you, breathe without you. Oh, I believe in you and me together, you and me always, forever, yeah. I promise I'll be there. Oh, I will give you everything, whatever. Turn my back on you, no, never. Yeah, I promise I'll be there. 'Cause you're my number one. You are my number one. Comparable to none. What you are. You are my number one. You night and day. I can't live without you, breathe without you. Hey, even if you are 100 miles away, I can't live without you, breathe without you. Oh, I believe in you and me together, you and me always, forever. Yeah, I promise I'll be there. Give you everything, whatever. Turn my back on you, no, never. Yeah, I promise I'll be there. 'Cause you're my number one. You are my number one. Comparable to none. What you are. You are my number one. You are my number one. Comparable.
you guys enjoyed this behind the scenes with me and all of the tips that I shared along the way. If you have any video ideas that you would like to see me do next, be sure to leave a comment down below, and I will also link the Paw Patrol party down below as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, it's Melanie with Living Luxuriously for Less. Cheers!